All right, what's going on? I want to teach you guys how to play I Know a Name, Elevation Worship. Great song. Love it. Pretty simple. The chords are simple. The piano player actually plays it very advanced, though. Um, I'm going to teach you throughout the verses, chorus, bridge, all that stuff, the intro, all that stuff. So stay tuned. I'm going to do this in the key of D. The original key is the key of C. This is if you want to, put a tempo to it, it's a very fast tempo. Um, it's 86 BPMs with a 6/8. So, um, yeah, let's just jump into it. I'm gonna teach you guys the intro and work our way through. So, I know a name, and it starts right there on the verse. So the intro is very simple. It just goes octaves, D octaves in the left, F sharp octaves in the right, G, A, D, C, B, A, G. That's what the right hand's doing. Left hand, when I hit the C, I hit E, C in the left hand. And when I go and hit the B in the right, sorry, not the B. When I go and hit the A in the right hand, I hit G as well. And then I hit G octaves one more time. So again. I know a name. And that's when your chords start. Okay? That's kind of how the verse goes. So, very simple. We're doing 3 chords throughout the verse. The verse is only 3 chords. First chord is our D. I'm playing first inversion in the right hand. So F sharp, D, A, F sharp. Left hand is playing D octaves. I like to add the 5th. You don't have to. I like to do that. I know a name that can silence roaring waves. I like to play C major here, or you could play you could play C. No, I would play C major 7. You could do that. C major 7. But I'm just going to stick to the C major because I like the way it sounds. It sounds crisp. So the second chord is on the silence. Silence rowing. It's just a regular C chord. C's in the left. Like I said, you can always add the 5th. And just a regular C chord. What inversion is this? This is the second inversion. Second inversion. G, C, E, G. I like to play it like this inversion because it makes it easier to transition to my next chord and to do the kind of the melody that's throughout the entire song. That it makes it easier when you're in this inversion right here. Okay, so I know what name, D, that can silence roaring waves, C. Okay, that can silence roaring waves. On waves, you're hitting the G. Okay, I like to play G add 2. You could just do G sus 2. I think that's what they play originally, but I like add 2. Okay, doesn't matter as long as you play that G chord. I roll off. Okay, G add 2. All it is G, D in the left, and I'm playing add 2 G chord, G, B, D, and I add the 2, the second, which is this A. Okay. I know a name. And I'm kind of rolling to bring it that flavor. Okay. Now, there's a lot of following the melody on the song. Okay, so what am I doing there? So on my C, this is why I like playing the C. You can still do it like this, the C major 7. Okay, but I like playing this regular C right here, and all I'm doing is okay. I'm playing my C chord. I'm keeping the G with my thumb. I'm keeping the G right here, and I'm just I can silence roaring, and I'm rolling off that our chord. Okay, so that's the melody right there. No name that I can silence roaring waves, and then it just repeats. Okay, repeats. I know a name. Right, and then it goes, I know a name. It's the only name that saves, and is worthy of all praise. I call you Jesus. I call you healer. Back to our C chord. I wish I could sing. Okay, what are we doing? Okay, easy. I call you Jesus, same D chord. Healer, same C chord. Risen and reigning in power, same G chord. Back to our C chord. I like to do that melody. Okay, what is that? Jesus, I call you healer, risen and reigning in power. Something comes out of the grave. Every time I call you Jesus, and just repeat. It just repeats. Now, there's a thing he does too in there where it's like, I call you Jesus, healer, as in power. Something comes out. Let me teach you that part. If you want to do that, you don't have to do it. I don't do it every time, but they do it in the song. So, Jesus, Jesus, I call you. Okay. Remember I said I like to keep this inversion because I like to play the melody throughout. All he's doing is that same thing we learned pretty much. He's skipping a couple notes. So, call you I. So F sharp, G, A, D, and just go back to the A, G, then play your chord, C chord. play it again. Then play your G chord. Something comes out. Then that thing we learned. Jesus. And then, so the chorus repeats twice, right? And then it goes into the turnaround, which is the same thing that we learned. And that's it. So after every time I call your name, every time I call your name, he is king, or I have a king. Right? And then it repeats the verse. The verses are the same throughout. Okay? So the next part, since we have the chorus, we have the verses is the bridge. Now, after the second verse comes the chorus, right? And then there's the bridge right after. But the ending chorus, right? When you end the chorus, every time I call your name, then it goes into the chains, break, dry bones. Piano drops out a little bit for, I think, for the first couple bars. Chains, break, dry bones, way. Every time I call your name, the gates of hell shake. Every time I call your name, chains break, dry bones shake. Every time I call your name, something like that. Okay, so on the chains break, the first half of the chains break, dry bones, you're pretty much not in. And then when it comes to every time I call your name, the gates of, all we're doing here is playing D in the left, C sharp, or sorry, not C sharp, C in the right. I'm playing this first inversion, C. You can play it like this, but I like playing right here, okay? But keep the D in the left, okay? So, the gates of hell. So, of hell is just the G chord, okay? I'm putting the D right here. Just the G chord. So, of C, hell, G. The left hand is just staying on the D. You don't, it's just staying on a D, okay? Okay? Every time I call your name, the gates of hell shake. On every time, you're going to a G minor chord, okay? Over the D, okay? D in the left hand, G minor chord in the right. Every time I call your, repeat, D. Okay, so first half of the bridge. Chains break, dry bones. Every time I call your name, the gates of hell shake. Every time I call your name, the chains break, right? So then it just repeats the bridge, chains break, dry bones, and you're doing the same thing. Every time I call your name, and then there's the refrain. The refrain is literally just the intro. It plays it throughout. Now, the refrain also adds this little thing there, okay? So it goes. Something like that. All right. I hit a couple wrong notes, but we'll get through it. All right. So all it's doing is the intros. F sharp, G, A, D, C, B, A, G, F sharp. Okay. Now on the F sharp, after the F sharp, you're hitting the D's. You're just hitting it twice. Then you hit the C, then you hit the D's in the left hand twice. Okay, just so you guys get it. Okay, let me do it slower. Maybe it's too fast, but let me do it slower. So that's it. Now he does some stuff where he does it kind of like. You could do that too. You could just double time it. Oh, sorry. It's real simple. So that's going throughout the refrain. There's a refrain part, and then there's a bridge. So, and they start singing it. Right? They do that bridge 2 times, right? 2 times like that with that walk down and up. All right. So on the third bridge, there's, I don't want to complicate this. On the third bridge, you don't do that anymore. You start playing some chords. So after that whole thing, well, oh, there is now your sing. Okay, that's what you're doing. All I'm doing is playing D. Instead of playing a C, like the chorus in the bridge, we're playing A minor. And then we're playing the G. So where, oh, death is now your sting. And then it goes like this. Where, oh, grace, your victory. Dead things come alive. Dead things come alive. Okay? It's getting complicated with the bridge, but I'm trying to break it down so I don't confuse you guys. But again, you do the refrain like this. Right? You do the refrain like that, and then you do the bridge twice like that. Right? And then on the third time around with the bridge, you're not doing the walk down. You're doing where, oh, there is now your sin, and where, oh, grace shall be. Dead things come alive. Okay, so that's that. Now, there's that refrain there again. Dead things come alive, where the keys drop out. Dead things come alive. Up in the name of Jesus. Don't dead things come alive. Don't dead things come alive. Dead things come alive. Then you come back with that thing that I taught you. Right? Remember that. In the name of Jesus, dead things come alive. Dead things come alive. Dead things come alive in the name of Jesus. On this refrain, Dead Things Come Alive, they're playing a D chord. Dead things come alive. Dead things come alive. And then you're playing E's in the left, C in the right. Dead things come alive in the... Back to the G. Then you do it one more time. Dead things come alive. Dead things come alive. Dead things come alive. I call you Jesus. Back to the chorus. Okay, after the chorus plays twice, you go right back to the bridge again. Change, break, dry bones. Every time I call your name, right? It's just the change break part is D, A minor, G, what we already learned, right? And then what else is after that? Dead Thing Come Alive comes back again. Dead things come alive. Dead things come alive. Dead things come alive in the name. Da, da, da. Right? Right back to that same thing. So once you learn the bridge, once you learn the intro, the verses, and all that stuff, you pretty much have majority of the song. And then it just, there's a lot of refrains in here. There's a lot of bridges. There's different bridges in here. So you just got to get used to playing those. But it's pretty much the same chords. They're just substituting, instead of playing, they play the D and then they play the C, then the G. So instead of, just think about it this way. Instead of playing the C, you're going to play A minor. Okay? Or for the other bridge, instead of playing just the C, you're going to play E in the left, C in the right, right? So it's pretty much the same chords throughout. But that's pretty much it. The outro goes back into the intro. It's the same thing. It's pretty much the same thing. So if you guys have questions, leave a comment. Appreciate you guys watching. Peace.